welcome to Mind Your Own Music Business. My name is Jesse Goldberg, and my special guest today is Stephen Dale Jones, famous songwriter. Famous? Well, songwriter.
Yeah, as that goes.
Yeah. So how'd you get three names? You were telling me that?
Well,
why are you Stephen Dale Jones, not just Stephen Jones?
Well, it started out Steve Jones. About 20 years ago, ASCAP called and said, there's about 300 of you in the database. And so I said, well, let's go with Stephen D. Jones.
Right.
And so they checked and said, well, there's 8 Stephen D. Jones. So just went with the full thing.
So what was your favorite music growing up?
Growing up, it was probably just pop, you know, Eagles, James Taylor, little R&B. So I liked the Motown stuff, Shy Lights, and that kind of music.
What about country?
I liked a little country. I liked Don Williams, you know, but it wasn't my favorite.
So give me started. Where did you start? Where you from?
Well, I'm from Muscle Shoals, Alabama, or close to Muscle Shoals. I was born in Florence, Alabama, and grew up in a little town called Hamilton, and it's about 45 minutes from Muscle Shoals. And back in those days, there was a lot of music made in Muscle Shoals. I mean, the Rolling Stones and Bob Seger, Paul Simon.
You mean they recorded down there?
Yeah,
Okay.
And there was a studio down there, Fame Recording, owned by a producer named Rick Hall, who produced Aretha Franklin. And so it wasn't a lot of, even though there were country radio stations, I think we were more aware of the pop music and R&B and soul music.
Wasn't there a TV show in there, in Muscle Shoals, some big TV show?
I don't know if there was a TV show.
There was something that came out of that. I used to watch on TV all the time.
May have
Later
been.
on. Anyway, so keep going. So you.
So I'll say. So I grew up in a little town, about 45 minutes south of there, and I started making up songs when I was 10 or 11. And
why? Why were you making up songs rather than just playing other people's songs? When's the first time you picked up? Were you mainly a guitar player or a piano player?
Yes, guitar. Both my grandmothers played piano. My mother and father both played piano and sang. My sister plays piano, has a degree in music, and teaches voice and piano and all that kind of stuff. So in my little town, it's just a town of about 5,000 people. I'm the 5th songwriter to have a #1 song. It's really a strange number there.
What were the other ones?
The first one was a guy named Terry Skinner, and Carmel Taylor was an old country writer, Bud McGuire, and Mike McGuire, who was in the group Shenandoah, and then me.
So
nothing else to do there. But
you know all those people?
Yeah, sure do. Yeah.
So did you know them before you had anything done?
I knew, actually, Carmel Taylor, I knew, he was on the radio some, and I'd hear, he was the first songwriter that I was really aware of, because I knew he was from my hometown, and he had songs on the radio recorded by like George Jones and Tammy Wynette. So I knew there was something called a songwriter, you know. And I used to like to write poetry and short stories, and you know, a lot of songs.
As a kid?
Yeah, a lot of songs were just you know, short stories to music, especially country songs, you know.
So why did you do it? I mean, why? Just because you wanted to?
I think it's just genetics. Yeah, I don't think it's something I chose. Most people that I know that have written that long, it's just something they always did, you know.
So what was the first song you ever came up with?
First song was a song called Pollution, and
how's it go?
Oh, I don't even remember how it goes, but my parents have the lyrics, you know, somewhere.
So you were like an activist type of songwriter?
A little bit, because I was about 2 hours from Birmingham, and I heard about this terrible thing that's going to kill us all, you know. So at 10 years old, I was going to warn the world of this terrible.
It was a serious song,
it
like
was
a protest song.
It was a little bit, yeah.
Oh, so then what happened? How'd you?
I don't know what happened then. Then my dog died, so I wrote a song about my dog. And
are you serious?
Oh yeah, it's the kind of thing, you know. Then you, I just used to look.
What was the name
for
of that song?
Things. What is a dog?
What is a dog?
What is a dog? It's about, you know, your best friend.
What was his name?
Wags.
Wags? What kind of dog was he?
He's a Boston Terrier.
Boston Terrier?
Yeah.
That was your first dog, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a dog now?
No.
No
dog.
You're dogless?
I am dogless.
Nobody should be dogless.
That's true.
Nobody should be dogless. Okay.
Yeah, I used to race Boston Terriers. So no,
really?
Litters,
You know, that's why you say, you know, I have a pug, right?
Mm-hmm.
To have the
Yeah,
same kind
I
of
love, yeah.
the same kind of look.
I know, yeah.
Yes.
I like flat-nosed. I like English bulldogs and boxers.
Problem though is that they have trouble breathing in the hot weather and the you know. But other than that, great dogs.
Yeah.
So okay, so keep going. You just keep writing songs.
I would write songs. My mom.
Were you in a band in high school? Or
I would. Like that? Even before I had my license, though, my parents would drive me to Muscle Shoals, to the studios, and I would leave cassette tapes. You know, when I was 13, 14 years old. Then I was in a band in high school. You know, kind of a rock band. We played a lot of dances and proms, and then I went to school down at Auburn. I got my degree in finance, and I was still writing songs.
Auburn, who was it? Was Bo Jackson there when you were there?
He was there.
At the same time you were?
Yeah.
Really?
Sure was. Bo Jackson and Charles Barkley both. Yeah.
Really? Did you know him?
No, I'd see him. I'd go watch him play, and of course Bo also played baseball, and you know, just watch him. So then I got a job in a bank, and I moved back to Muscle Shoals.
A bank doing what?
Bank. I did mortgage loans. I did appraisals, car loans, just a little bit of everything.
So what was your degree in?
Finance.
Finance. Okay.
Yeah. So I signed with Fame Publishing in Muscle Shoals about 5 years into
Fame. Is that
Fame.
Not the same as Famous, right?
No, it's different.
Okay.
Yeah, Fame. About 5 years into the banking, I started getting some songs recorded. My first song was recorded by T.G. Shepard, then Dobie Gray and Lee Greenwood. But I was still working my bank.
Wait a second, the same song?
No, different songs.
Different songs.
Just a few.
What was the first song that you had recorded?
First song.
Well, let me just tell the people.
Right.
Some of the artists that recorded your songs, if I wrote it down: George Strait, Alabama; Randy Travis; Kenny Rogers; and Reba McEntire; Mindy McCready; and the big one was Diamond Rio. One More Day. Right. That's a good song.
Thank you.
Even I like that one.
Well,
I don't like anything.
Yeah. Thank you. It's hard to get compliments from writers, and I know how hard that's. I appreciate that.
So, so what was I talking about? I forgot. You were working in a bank.
Yeah, I worked in a bank.
T.G. Shepard.
Yeah, T.G.
What was
Shepard.
the first song that you got?
Painting the Town Blue.
Painting the Town Blue. And when did you write that, and what did you write that for?
That song was written in '83 with a couple buddies of mine, and it just got recorded. You know, it was one of those deals. When you got lucky, then second time it's easier to get the second cut than it is the first one, and then here I am.
So what was
25 years later?
What was it? When did you move to Nashville?
I moved to Nashville. Well, I drove back and forth for a few years, but I made the official move probably around '96. I'd had several songs recorded before then, and I'd drive back, make a couple trips a week because it's just a little over 2 hours.
Were you with a publisher at that time? Same one, Fame?
No, then I signed with BMG.
Okay.
Up here.
When you signed with them, was that your other songs that have already been cut? They were part of the deal, right?
No, they were owned by the other publisher.
Oh, okay.
I had my job at the bank, and I got a call. I'd made several trips up here to write with different writers, and I got a call from Jim Malloy, and I was a branch manager at a bank there, and he asked me how much money I was making. I told him, and he said, "Well, I'll pay you that much to write songs." So I went in the back and got a little box and put my stuff in the box and walked out. It took me about 5 minutes to get out of there.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't, no letter, no notice, nothing, just walked out.
So what was your first big hit?
First real big hit was 10,000 Angels.
10,000 by
Mindy McCready.
Right. That was her first big hit too.
It was, her first single.
Now how did that song
came
come
out
about?
in '96.
How did that song come about? Who did you write that with?
I wrote that with my good buddy Billy Henderson, who was another guy from Alabama, South Alabama. We wrote a lot of songs together. We probably had 20 songs recorded together. He had also written at Fame in Muscle Shoals. I was looking at a map one night, and down southwest Florida, there's an area called 10,000 Islands.
Okay.
And just one thing led to another, and I said, "What about 10,000 Angels?" So
When did you,
there it is.
when you first heard that, I mean, that was all over the radio all the time.
Uh-huh.
That was a breakout song.
Yeah, it was. And I'd had some singles before that would get to number 48, 45,
Right.
38, just enough to, and I was getting a lot of songs recorded, By the time that was a hit, I had probably had 25 or 30 songs recorded. So it's
Were you
just
still
a
with
numbers
BMG
game.
at this time?
Mm-hmm.
So did you, they must have been happy recouping all the money they spent on you. Or
I guess so. I left
Yeah.
shortly after that, though, went to a smaller publisher, but
Did
yeah.
you find it better to be with a smaller publisher?
Way better, yes.
And why is that?
Just people,
You get to know the people?
You get to know the people. You go in, make coffee, and you talk. It's family, Went to a company called Island Bound, and there were about 4 or 5 of us, and we all did different things, wrote different song types. And so, I mean, the big companies are good at times, but for writers, it's a little corporate.
Right. Okay, so then after 10,000 Angels, when did you get that Reba cut?
The Reba
gets
cut
that
was
from
way
the-
later. Yeah, let's see. 10,000 Angels was in '96. One More Day was in about 2001.
Really?
I think.
2001?
Uh-huh.
Wow, time is just going.
It does go. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Reba thing was about 6 years ago or so.
Really?
Yeah. But the
Yeah, I've
Diamond
watched
River-
every Reba episode on TV, by the way.
Oh,
I
really?
know that's
Yeah.
just a side note. I've watched them all. I mean, all 6 seasons. We have the DVDs.
That's a
and all.
good show.
It's a very good
A
show.
buddy of mine, Philip White, wrote the theme. I'm a Survivor.
Are you serious?
Yeah. We
Oh,
write it. We write every Monday.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
He must be doing good on that.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah. He always buys my lunch.
Did he write it by himself, or
You
you don't know?
he wrote it with, I can't think of his right name right now.
Oh, okay.
I can't think of it.
Yeah, that was a good show. With the One More Day, how did that come about?
I wrote that with my good friend Bobby Tomberlin, and Bobby had the idea. He showed up over at my office, and I had forgotten my guitar that day. I usually wrote on guitar, and ended up writing that one on the piano. And the guy who wrote there, a guy named Roger Cook, who's in Songwriter Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So maybe it's the magic in the piano, But it was probably a blessing because I'm not that good a piano player, and I think just the simplicity of that melody, I probably would have made it more complicated on the guitar. So it just stars lined up.
Really? Because I thought that usually piano players write more complicated melodies than guitar
Not
players
me.
do.
Yeah,
Don't
I'm
you-
not a
don't you
complicated
find that?
piano player.
But don't
yes,
you find that
totally
usually?
good piano players. I'm not a
Because
good.
you can go
Yeah.
so many more places so much easier.
You can.
Because
yeah.
it's just everything's right in
Yeah.
front of you.
Yeah, but not me. Yeah, I
Yeah.
play in C on the piano, and that
Right.
song is basically written around 2 notes. So
Yeah.
I wasn't smart enough to complicate it for sure.
Well, can you play some of that? Have you got
Yeah.
your guitar for?
Yeah.
I'd like to hear that One More Day.
Sure,
song.
absolutely.
Let's get set up for this One More Day song.
Last night I had a crazy dream. A wish was granted just for me. It could be for anything. I didn't ask for money or a mansion in Malibu. Simply wished for one more day with you. One more day, one more time, one more sunset, maybe I'd be satisfied. But then again, I know what it would do. Leave me wishing still for one more day with you. first thing I do is pray for time to crawl. Now I'd unplug the telephone and keep the TV off. I'd hold you every second, say a million I love yous. That's what I'd do with one more day with you. One more day, one more time, one more sunset, maybe I'd be satisfied. But then again, I know what it would do, leave me wishing still for one more day. One more day, one more day.
You know, I was thinking of, as I was listening to the song, I was saying it could be about a death or it could be about just a breakup.
We made it really. We talked about that, and
Right.
it has kind of become more of a death song. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
that's what-
tragedy
right.
enough, funerals. And,
Right.
Yeah, got thousands of emails about funerals and stuff.
Right. That's a good song.
Thank you.
Very good. So has it changed your life, that song?
It has, yeah.
I mean, everybody knows
You
that
know,
song.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, it has. And I've got songs that I think are probably better or more personal, but that one it's such a universal thought and simple. That's the hard part. It did change my life.
Who came up with the idea about the ending to make it so it's, would I be wishing we one more day with you? If I had one more day, I'd be wishing for another day.
Yeah, it was just I don't know. Sometimes it just gets blurry.
Right. What happens?
You just
right.
and we wrote that really really fast, and I just did a little guitar vocal, just like this, and I wasn't happy with it. And I told my publisher, I said, I want to redo it. And she said, well, give me a couple of weeks, and if I don't get see how it goes, I'll pitch it around. And it was on hold for Diamond Rio within a couple of weeks, and they cut it maybe 2 or 3 months later, but it took it almost 2 years to ever come out. So
Really, that long?
yeah, it just happened just like that, man. But I've had them, I had a Randy Travis song once. It took 7 years for me to ever hear it. It's just one of those things. Sometimes they cut them and they're in the vault somewhere. And
I remember exactly where I was the first day I heard that song.
mm.
I was at Fanfare. They used to call it Fanfare. I don't know what they call it now, but it was at Fairgrounds.
Yeah.
When they had the Fanfare there. And I remember hearing it there. I don't remember. I don't know. It's where I heard
Yeah,
it.
that really, it.
It makes people stop. That's one of the.
Well, yeah, and
one of those
sometimes the
songs.
stars line up and you get the right cut, the right artist at the right time with the right song.
I think you're underestimating how good the song is.
No, I really love the song.
Oh.
It's obviously it's been played on the radio over 4 million times, so somebody likes it.
Speaking of the devil, look who just walked in. She knows just where to find me. Well, here we go again. I can tell she's gonna ask me to dance. That's not as far as she wants to go. I need 10,000 angels to help me tell her no. Lead me not into temptation. Heaven help me to be strong. I can fight all that I'm feeling, but I can't do it alone. Help me break the spell that I time to face my weakness and look her in the eye. Lord knows it won't be easy, but I just gotta try. I can't let myself get lost in her arms. That's how I got my heart broke before. I need 10,000 angels to walk me out the door. Lead me not into temptation. Heaven help me to be strong. I can fight all that I'm feeling, but I can't do it alone. Help me break this spell that I'm under. Guide my feet and hold me tight. I need 10,000 angels watching over me tonight. I need 10,000 angels watching over me tonight. 10,000 angels watching over me tonight. 10,000 angels. His early morning attitude, you have to drag him out of bed. Only frosting flakes will do. He gets that from me. He gets that from me. His curly hair, his knobby knees, the way the sun brings those freckles out. Talk and talk, never miss a beat. Yeah, he gets that from me. He gets that from me. He looks at me with those big brown eyes. He's got me in the palm of his hands. I swear sometimes it's just like you're here again. He smiles that little crooked smile. There's no denying he's your child. Without him I don't know what I'd do. He gets that from you. He gets that from you. And how he loves that old guitar. Yeah, he's taught himself to play, and he melts my heart. He tells me he loves me every day. He cracks a joke at the perfect time, makes me laugh when I want to cry. That boy is everything to me. He gets that from you. He gets that from you. Last night I heard him pray, Lord help me and Mama make it through, and tell my daddy we'll be okay. He said he sure misses you. He sure misses you. He really misses you. He gets that from me.
You know, I wrote that with my buddy Philip White, and I have no idea, really. So when you write with somebody a lot, you end up just talking and songs show up. It's not like you go in, here's the title of this song, And originally it was just a divorce song. We didn't want to kill anybody off in another song. So
you seem to kill a lot of people off in your
song. It's true, yeah. Well, we were going to be deliberate and not kill anybody this time, and we hadn't. And Reba heard it, and then she called and wanted us to.
Called you?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was at the mall with one of my sons. My phone.
And Reba called you on the phone?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She never calls me.
Well, she calls me all the time. No, I knew that she liked the song and she was going to call and talk about it. So that's how it happened. So we just changed the ending.
Everybody says Reba's really good, really nice.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Greatest, totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a reason she's still doing what she's done everything. There's nothing that she hasn't done, and everybody loves her. So obviously she's one of a kind.
Like I said, I've seen all 6 seasons of those shows.
Yeah, that's who she is, I think.
Yeah. With Brock, the husband. Oh, never mind. Anyway, so we're almost out of time. So you're going to keep writing these hits? What's going on?
Oh yeah, I write every day pretty much. Well, maybe 3 or 4 days a week. Yeah, got some new cuts coming out, new artists and some old artists. So yeah, it's just what I do. Right. I'm lucky, really lucky, that every day is just a blank piece of paper. So
you never know what's going to fill in that blank piece of paper.
You never know. Just got to show up.
Yeah. It's been really great having you. Those are great songs. I love the way you fingerpick that guitar. The guitar sounds great.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's
a Brown Martin.
It's a Brown Martin. Yeah.
A Brown Martin.
A guitar with a tan.
A guitar with a tan.
Yeah.
Oh well. Anyway, we got to get going. My name is Jesse Goldberg. This is Stephen Dale Jones, and we'll be back next week with another edition of Mind Your Own Music Business.